Greetings, peoples. Welcome to the Soul Grinder. And the world's being stupid.
Indeed.
They'd like to change the world for the better.
And I have. Oh, hold on. Let me mute my own stream. Yes, there we go. Yeah, Hamod.
All right. They'd like to change the world better by looting and destroying small businesses.
No, leave that aside. Let's talk ideology. Black Lives Matter. No, all lives matter. I much disagree. I like to consider myself as a history fan. I read a lot of history. I watch a lot of history, and if history taught me anything, is that no lives matter. So everybody fucking chill, right?
All lives are equally worthless.
Yep. So let's just chill on this rhetoric and grow up. But that won't happen. But let's begin first things first. Looting, doing all these things. We have two new guests. The thing is still ongoing. Tell us your guys' takes.
All right, how do I say this? Okay, the police system is corrupt. We know it. Okay, that killing didn't have to happen. Oh, it has happened lots of times before. Okay, we all know this. We're on your side of this. But splitting the U.S. into two sides, one that's with the rioters, let's say, because there's lots of rioters going, and one guy that's condoning the rioters, isn't a good idea. I don't see enough condoning against the riots. I don't like that. The videos that are surfacing the internet right now, you wouldn't believe them. Burning the small businesses to the ground, killing those who guard the businesses. This isn't being talked about. I swear. So George Floyd died. One guy died. Okay, and then you're going over and lots of rioters are killing maybe hundreds of people right now. I don't know the numbers, but they're not leaking the numbers. But there have been videos surfacing. People are getting hurt. Lives are getting ruined by the businesses being burned. This isn't funny. This isn't changing the world for the better. You're ruining the lives of hundreds of people. What's the point of this? This isn't going to change anything. It's only going to make the people hate you more and more. You have any take on that?
Babushka?
Well, what's happening right now is basically pouring water on some hot oil. They're trying to fix it with something, but the solution is not there yet. It's basically causing more problems.
Exactly.
But the thing is, rioters are trying to get the government's attention, although the government doesn't give two shits about them. So they're trying to loot businesses or trying to like vandalize some shit, destroy some cars. And they got the attention of media and the government, but nothing is working right now. It's basically just like alerting and the US just putting more security and we're getting like more cases of kills and people getting hurt.
Yep.
So I think it's a movement driven by passion.
Hatred, passion, yeah.
I
know
hate.
exactly. Just want to say one thing.
And
All right,
if
continue.
both sides were, agreeing on one point, it would have been much easier. But both sides are just like arguing, and nothing is progressing at all.
Exactly. Just want to say one thing before Truly Impact says his point. I know that some people have good intentions. I know some guys in protests have good intentions, but to be honest, from the media and from everybody, I don't see enough people condemning the riots. They're much worse than what happened to George Floyd, I tell you. All right.
Well, here's the thing. Let me propose to you guys one thing. If I came to you, Hamod, and I told you you're a victim of your family, you assumably you have no control, you are being oppressed by your father figure, right?
Okay.
And you need to switch this, change this around. would you punch your father in the face, put his head in, under a car and just drive on him? Or,
Listen to reason. That's what I would do.
okay. If you feel, if I feel somebody's oppressed and I want to give them advice to get them out of their oppression, whatever it is, I would tell them, well, stand your ground, be more successful, gain independence, gain autonomy, etc., etc., etc. Work your way up, all of that good jazz. What they want is to punch the father figure. It doesn't matter if the father figure is corrupt. And despite what everybody says, the government is kind of a father figure. Their job is to take care of you and maintain your interests and their own. So that's why they give you stuff. And if you have a bad father figure, you're supposed to do specific stuff with them or against them and all that. But you don't punch them in the face. More specifically, you don't hit your little sister.
Right. Let's say the businesses,
right. And okay, violence against the police. It's not like black people aren't suffering as much as white people from these riots. It's not like the riots themselves aren't racially divided. They're just riots for riots' sake.
Yep. They just found an excuse to riot and loot, and they did it.
Yep. And spontaneous riots all across the U.S. and across the world for all at the same time. There's no wave and it slowly grows out as people notice. No.
Does seem a bit fishy.
Dude, 2 weeks, the entire world is rioting? What? Come on. This is I don't like conspiracies, but come on. Look at it. If it sounds like a duck, quacks like a duck, what is it? A conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. Oh, if you put it that way, it does seem very suspicious.
I'm not saying there's like an Illuminati figure going behind. It's mainly people with agendas, right? Antifa
saw the chance and went for it.
Yeah, so Antifa saw this and they're like, perfect time. Peaceful protesters. There's I saw a video of an Antifa guy going to peaceful protesters and basically telling them this will change nothing and they need to come with him, right? And they went with him and started causing violence. So a lot of people are we're wanting to start a peaceful protest, but when violence strikes, something in us changes and you want to participate.
I remember that video that I watched. Basically, there was a ride that went peaceful for exactly 15 minutes.
Yep.
And then two guys were arrested for no reason. Which is bullshit. 2 guys were arrested.
I don't know which riot, but I can't remember exactly. But
a lot of peaceful riots happened. Whether the protester was white or black, both people would get arrested.
Equally, as it should be, because no lives matter.
As all things,
as no lives matter.
Right, but and again, it's to me the most pathetic displays I've ever seen is when people start kneeling. Come on, guys! Kneeling to the background, washing their shoes, that's
no. That
Yeah.
post, I remember it. Yeah.
Post videos, literal video. People are taking knees, police force, National Guard, and I'm looking at, and you see the guys they're kneeling to. It's yeah, bitch. And I'm yeah, this is my why would I what would me kneeling? Why would it erase
achieve something?
500 years of you being 500 years of people in your own continent giving you away to me as a slave? And of course, I'm not white, so I don't count. But still,
we don't count as white. Yeah.
What about them? The people who enslaved you and for guns. What about them?
Don't forget that. Yeah. Basically, your own people sold you for profit.
Yep. It's very simple. We show up. Okay, we want slaves, right? Okay, let's give weapons to the most powerful tribe in exchange for slaves. They maintain their regional hegemony. We get slaves. Win-win. Who loses?
That's exactly what happened. Nobody talks about it. Seriously.
And again, how much reversing of the clock do we have to do? You know who abolished slavery? Like who made an effort?
White people.
The British. They tried to interfere with the Ottoman slave trade, and they loaned up for it because it was a just cause. Imagine a country doing something because it's a just cause. Refreshing. In
They
these
actually paid money for it. Yeah.
Yep. Right? Because they felt it was wrong and it needed to stop. Right?
Yeah.
So come on, guys. Like, how much do you need to do, and how much do you need to be the victim? Like me personally, even if I was the victim, and somebody pities me, I want to punch them in the face, right? No, I'm not a victim. I'm gonna work my way up, right? I mean, granted,
even if I
am-
was
I
a
am-
victim,
granted that we are here all middle class, so we don't
privileged
understand
people, yeah.
systematic. We don't understand systematic racism, right? No, I disagree. It doesn't take a genius to feel oppressed. We cannot relate. Well, we're not white, so apparently we can relate. Because I assume that's the check-in line, right? If you're white, you can't relate. Anybody else can relate, right? So we're not white.
There's a test for it, a survey. Yeah.
Yep. We can relate, and we're telling you you're fucking dumb, you know? It's very simple. And now that Darkrai has made his second comment in the comment section, I actually want to bring something up, as requested by Hamod. Darkrai, if you don't mind, we're going to visit your Twitter for a bit.
Oh no. Oh no.
No, this tweet, I really, guys really have to see it. It's so gold.
Come on. There we go. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
You know there's
Just
a
look
movement
at
for a better world going on right now. When you're angry, a female furry is in the video game. And of course, Darkrai, being Darkrai, you know, standing up for what is right and true, responds, I'm kind of what you say, self-centered asshole. Thank you, Darkrai, for such a great input. Right?
And no response after that. I don't think she or he or it could have responded to that.
Yeah, you can't actually respond to that in my view. Now, here's the thing. That's a guy eating Doritos, sitting at his home, maybe donated $50 to the movement, sitting down, watching somebody give his own satire take or not on whatever, and choosing to be offended because Darkrai hasn't virtue signaled enough for his taste.
These people, man, these these scouts on Twitter wait for any tweet that they don't like and just jump on it.
That's why I don't use Twitter.
Yeah,
No,
Twitter.
it's not good for health. But
Snowflake world.
But to me, this is an issue bigger than the riots. At least I can understand the riots. Okay, some people want power. They want to mess around. They want to ensure Trump doesn't get elected next time. They're going to do everything they want to do it. But when a YouTuber or some random guy on Twitter tries to virtue signal me, who's minding my own business, right? By telling me that I should feel bad that I'm not contributing as much as him, somehow that makes him morally superior to me. I have a problem with that. Because you're not morally superior than me. You're nothing.
We're
Me
all
too.
nothing.
No lives matter.
I mean, this guy only cares about numbers. Or this guy only has numbers. But speaking of media and numbers, I'm sick and tired of hypocrites here and in the Middle East trying to get westernized and get involved with the movement, although they are fucking racist themselves against Indians or Egyptians or whatever.
Did the movement reach here? I don't see anything.
No, there are
you didn't see anything. Just
people.
Go on fucking Instagram. You can see people just going out and being like,
dude, imagine a 14-year-old girl, okay, living in her parents' house, okay, posting videos about dolls, suddenly having a black screen on her fucking Instagram. That's what Babushka is referring to here.
Yeah. I get it. These 5
Yep.
people in
It's
Kuwait.
dumb. People in an area can't get bread to eat here, and everyone is just like worrying about the US.
Want to know
And
something else? Continue on
what
with your point. I'll talk after you.
all right, like the thing is, expats here are suffering. Like the expats that actually live here, they are making a living here, are actually suffering because they are living in a specific area where they can't access groceries. But still, people like to just care about the Western riots and things that are happening outside of the country and not care about problems here. Like instead of just caring about one specific thing, how about caring about Yemen? Yemen is suffering from poverty and like a civil war
They're
that has
getting
been
ass fucked
for,
by Saudi Arabia. That's the
no,
problem.
they're not. It's not this.
No,
They're
no,
getting
The people,
the
the people,
reverse.
by
The
a
reverse.
civil
the people.
war
I mean,
that's
the people
happening for
at the
7
time.
years, right? And everyone is like every child is dying there every fucking minute. Like why don't we just like care about that and care about the expats that are living here? Instead, people are caring too much about the media and just like mentioning the movement that is happening in the US. How about everyone helps each other and helps themselves before helping a movement that is striking in the US? Stop being hypocritical.
Eh.
No.
No, here's my thing. Here's my thing. I am pro racism, okay? Because racism in small doses can be a wonderful thing. Can be a cause for hilarity, for comfort, and for business opportunities, right?
All
Uh,
right.
for
Right.
for example, my own mother, God bless her. Okay,
No, I know what you got to bring up. I know what you're gonna
Every
bring up.
mother, every mother.
you know, yeah, almost every mother, right, has like this small degree of racism, just kind of put there, just kind of inserted in her mind, built in, right, and it's not enough for her to do anything, but it's enough for her to actually develop an opinion, right? And it's 100% harmless, but hilarious.
Yeah.
So why do I want to remove that, huh? I don't
Well,
know.
if you tell the Westerners that, they're gonna be like, they're gonna cancel your mother.
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing. The thing about racism, it also comes from like whether you are in a homogenous culture or not. If you're in a homogenous culture and you have a little bit of racism, that's actually good. That's normal because that means you have loyalty to your own tribe type of thing, right? You prioritize your
Nationalism,
tribe. Yep. So you prioritize your tribe. You don't hate the other tribe, but you are a bit careful when dealing with somebody who's outside of your tribe that you're not as
Just don't
familiar
cross
with.
the line against the other guys. That's the thing.
And again, that's why I say in small doses, right? It's very good. It's only when it leads to violence does racism or like
That's when you cross the line.
Yep, that's so. Who cares, right? Like look at Kuwait. Kuwait had a very like liberal stance towards expats for the last 5 years. A lot of people are like, oh, keep them here. We need them. Blah blah. Help your common man until the pandemic hits and they start rioting because we want to send them home because we can't fucking afford to make everybody.
And their countries wouldn't like them back.
Yeah, and their countries didn't want them back, and I don't and everybody was basically so like, this is how you return our kindness, because keep like they just didn't want to leave out of legislation, and eventually, funny enough, eventually Kuwait paid for them to leave. In the end, like Kuwait succumbed to the Egyptian demands and paid for them to leave, right? And
Yep.
now everybody's like, "Oh, 5-year plan to reduce the number of expats in Kuwait." And I hear,
Their plans are all coming out. I see
Yep.
them. I see them.
and I hear 5-year plan, and like Stalin comes into my head, and I start shaking.
Look at the comments. # Trillions Mother's Open.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry, mother. Your Instagram account will be
You're
raided.
cancelled.
You're done. the
Rest in
3
peace,
cakes you
Farmville
put
account.
there is gone.
Your Farmville account is gonna get cancelled soon.
Yep.
No, but again, I don't see the problem with a little bit of healthy racism here and there, because it's not like the word is like taken out of context. I want to return it back to something more casual, right? Racism in comedy is the funniest thing ever.
Funny, I can't see anything funnier than that. Racism in comedies.
You see a Persian guy comes and just shits on everybody, or like some random Indian guy just gives you a culture shock on how stupid your culture is, clearly showing his racism, or a British guy shitting on like literally all the Commonwealths. Like, how is that?
How is that not funny?
Yeah, you just take your time, you laugh, you have Dave Chappelle show up,
Just
make fun of everybody.
Imagine a British guy coming to your country and he's like, "Huh, you have no flags. I guess this is my land now."
Oh, how
He
dare
probably
he?
made that
He is
joke.
cancelled. He is
Plants
cancelled.
his flag.
My second husband's uncle's third grandpa was a subject of the British, and he was oppressed. How dare you?
Jeez. Okay.
I want to add one thing,
Yeah.
just so I can highlight the hypocrisy right now. Basically, like people are saying we're changing the world for the better and all that. I think the only time I've heard about what's happening in Libya right now is from my friend, not from the media, not from the people. Libya right now is getting ass fucked from like 5 countries: Russia, Turkey, Egypt. Egypt just said that they're getting ready for war, and nobody's talking about it.
No. Right now, they got their butt kicked by the Libyan National Army, so they're like, Egypt went like, "Oh, let's sign a truce." Update.
Update, okay, but
Ah,
but that's beside the point. What I'm saying is Libya has been getting it's been getting ass fucked for 10 years, and nobody's talking about that because it's not a relevant country.
I mean, about Egypt, if they expected the giraffe lowering its head and claiming that it's praying, how do you expect them winning a war against fucking Libya?
It's not only Libya. There's like 500 third parties there, and a couple of civil wars.
Actually, speaking of Egypt and its incompetence, Darkrai, can you send me on Discord real quick a picture of that building or that bridge that was being built? I wanna highlight the embarrassment, right? But let's put that aside until that comes, right? Here's the thing. I get what you mean, Hamod. The thing is, if you get people to look at what's going on with this hand can do whatever it wants, right?
Yep.
And I'm making sure my hand is away from my crotch so you guys don't make any random assumptions, right? On what I mean, all right? Here, focus here. The hand here is disappearing, right? And Libya is on this back of the hand. World politics is on the back of the hand. Legislation is on the back of the hand. Everything else is just, how do we get people to focus? First, it was COVID, right? Like, coronavirus gets shat out. Everybody was like, "Ah!" And then everybody was like, "Ah!" Right?
What the fuck are these
Together,
sounds?
right? And then you go instead to riots. So it's like, oh, hey, and everybody's like, and it just stays there. Okay, it stays there. Everybody's focused
For them to
because
do their stuff in the dark.
and everybody's like, okay, let's buy Minneapolis for cheap. I don't know, right? The second the riots come out, you look at the major businesses and everybody's selling shit. Somebody's buying, and it's not going to be
Something's happening,
and there we go. So Darkrai did send it, and let me screen share it again. Very important. If you guys you guys in the West, like if you feel your government is like incompetent or it's not doing enough, this is what happened in Egypt recently.
What?
Suicide rates in Egypt go to fucking zero after building the bridge next to fucking buildings.
Yeah, and of course, when the public was like, "Dude, we can't get out of our fucking house. What the hell?" All the news channels are like, so what? Get out of the backside. Patriotism.
A car crash led to 5 buildings getting destroyed.
Imagine being on,
25
like, the
people
sixth
died
floor.
because of one car crash.
No,
Imagine
actually,
being on the sixth floor in like one building, just like enjoying your dinner, and then just like a car just gets into your fucking apartment, and you're like, a normal day. Just like
no, dude. I assume the three layers, okay, that are next to the highway will actually have their price increased because they don't need a drying machine. They can just put their clothes outside, and the cars passing by will generate enough wind to dry the fucking clothes. So these will sell at a premium price. Now that's how you sell Egyptian media.
gotta love the smell of diesel in the morning.
Yep. And gotta love the sounds in the night. How will you sleep?
Dude, it's done. Just looking at this, like as somebody who graduated with a civil engineering major, this is beyond painful to look at, right? You don't understand how many check marks you have to uncross from the safety manual to show you why that's a bad idea, right? Yet here it is. Dude, this will be studied. Like civil engineers all across the world will come to this bridge and just basically they go to to students. It's like, see, I told you so. See, I told you so. There's a reason Rule 7 is here. See,
They bring an example in the world.
Civil engineering in Egypt is the equivalent of a 12-year-old playing SimCity for the first time.
I think I would make a city better than them on SimCity.
city skylines. Be men of culture, please.
Yeah.
You know when you go to like you open city skylines, like if you watch ISARO Productions, right? And you want to play. He randomly shows up and he's like, "I want to create a miserable city," and then he does the most random shit to the city, right? Sinking, making the sewage go right to their power supply.
God.
Or building taking the Korea map and building South Korea and North Korea and then tsunamiing South Korea. You know, because I told you so. All that stuff. You know, all of that is like giving. CC is looking at this. And he's like, man, that's actually a very good. Yeah,
Beautiful.
Dude, when I see Sisi walking with Putin and Trump and the others, it's just such an image pops in my head there. Like, how can you do this without with your dignity intact? How can you walk with these men?
Yeah, dude, he looks so jolly when he does it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that picture of
He looks.
when my mom is giving me money or something.
Yeah, send it, please send it.
I think it's on WhatsApp somewhere.
Yeah, let me
Send it over on Discord from your phone. I'll happily display the meme. No, it's beautiful. Like the situation, US wise,
It's fucking beautiful. It's fucking amazing.
Imagine being happy leading a protectorate.
Define a protectorate for me.
Basically, you have no external policy. You just obey your protector, and you take care of the internal policy. Much like
Egypt.
Kuwait. Yeah, Kuwait was that under the British. We were a protectorate.
For time. I sent you the meme.
Yep. Let's take a look. See.
All right, send it over.
Whoops. Where did my camera go? There we go. Yes. So we're gonna translate it because it is in Arabic.
Yep.
There we go. When my mother goes to the room to give me money.
Just look at him. Look at him.
Just so it's like today I'm gonna eat well, you know.
What a fucking joke. Dude, look at the comments. Look at the comments.
So yeah, according to Darkrai, Egyptian media announced that the Brotherhood are leading all the Black Lives Matter protests and looting. Like, wait, dude, Hamod, you're asking why people are looking at the US instead of looking in? Well, there you go. There you go.
Beautiful.
Dude,
So
Egypt
allegedly,
out
the
there
cops
playing
that got-
4D chess with the world.
Oh, of course,
Like-
of course.
allegedly the cops that were thrown to jail are Muslims.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Obviously.
Totally
How?
makes sense.
Why? How can you not see it? What a fucking joke Egypt is, I swear.
No, next thing you tell me, the guy who kidnapped the next Dalai Lama is also from the Brotherhood, you know? Because they want to guarantee Tibetan hegemony with China, you know? What else? You know? What else? The Brotherhood is the Illuminati. That's what's next.
Yeah. Brotherhood are the Jews all along.
No,
Okay,
it's,
what
like,
would... All right, continue your
go
point.
on, go on.
I want to start a new point. Just
Go on.
All right. I was checking the coronavirus numbers. Okay, that the one day, and every country, it's all right, cool. The US is kind of steady. Canada just like the numbers just became less and less. China, that's literally like top and then zero.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're new to this. You're new to this.
Yeah. Dude,
Okay,
I all right.
So I think this is how it went, and I think they're being honest. Okay, the number of deaths due to coronavirus did drop, right? That they are being 100% honest. What they're not telling you is that they shot them in the head first. Technically, it wasn't corona.
Dude.
Speaking
No
of
other
honesty-
country has the same percentages. It's
Speaking
zero.
of
Right.
Speaking of honesty, sarcastically, Kuwait cases are only recovering, and we're getting half of the new cases daily, although they are more than that. Do you know why?
All right.
Right?
The physical tests were reduced to almost 30%.
They were reduced. I heard from everybody. Yeah.
They were reduced to 30%, and we're just like getting recoveries, so we like progress to the next level or whatever, and like
And some
So the
people are
government-
recovering at home. Yeah.
not just that, the government is trying to assure the people that everything is going to be fine as long as we progress through the levels that is made up.
Yeah, the
But
five stages of getting to normalcy. Yeah.
Well, this is another take actually on it might not be an honest take, but this is another way a country can progress. Might
No,
not be fully honest.
I perfectly support this, and let me tell you why. Because me, as getting money from home is heaven. Okay, I'm being
Yes,
paid
okay.
to do jack shit, right?
All right.
So I'm gonna look for every excuse to tell the government to keep paying me without doing any work, right? So if the number of cases are steady, I'm like, the situation is still make a work, you know? Because that's how Kuwaiti sounds.
Yep.
Okay? And so the government's like, okay, they're not going to go. Even if we have the situation under control, they're not going to go to their jobs. They're just going to keep making excuses.
Let's
What
send
if
the
we
numbers.
reduce the number of tests? Okay, makes sense.
The tests were the state of the art. Like no other country had our tests like before the decision.
Yeah, we're paying extra for it.
Yep.
Right, but again, we have to go back to normalcy. Okay, we quarantine for 2 months to me was like made sense, and I expected things by September to already be back to normal 100%. But now we're gonna wait till August till we start the process of normalization. Right.
But they're doing it. It's a plan. It's a plan.
It's
Yeah,
to me they should have opened the country in 2 stages. This month, I think, this month is stage 2, and then just full go back to normalcy, get out of it. People will get ill, but now people are aware. You can't fucking stop an epidemic without letting it take its course. You either snuff it out while it's small, or you let it take its course. There is
that's the sad truth. Yeah.
So how about we move on? You know, it's we're not gonna even reach the levels of the Black Plague. Can we fucking move on? Can we make that our international standard? You know, smallpox. like Black Plague, bubonic plague, all those stuff. We put them here. It's like, okay, if the number of deaths are like here, fine. Let it pass. Let it like thin the herd. I'm fine with it. Okay? Less traffic.
Yeah. Another
traffic.
thing, like I was in a class with one of my professors,
Yeah.
and like we're talking. It's not a real class. It's just a discussion. Like we're talking about how to proceed with our studying. It's in August. Okay, we're talking and talking. She was talking about the coronavirus, and she was like, "I have no hope anymore. I'm cynical about the whole thing." The professor was. And I'm surprised. Why would the professor say that? I was like, Professor, please. Like the Black Plague happened, smallpox happened, the Spanish flu happened. What makes you think that we're not going to pass through this? Vaccine and the cure is going steady, but it's going to take some time. So no worries about that. No need to be all cynical about it.
No, here's the funny part. People mistake having a PhD for actually knowing what you're doing, and she doesn't know what she's doing, and she's female. Like here's the thing. Here's the thing with women, right?
Yeah.
If they see the guys breaking down, suddenly they are the most calm, collected individual, right? Able to hard carry everybody, right? If the masculine figure is broken. Otherwise, they want to be comforted. They may not want to believe
Which
it.
is fine, actually. Which is fine.
She wanted to show up and she wanted comfort, right? However, the fact that she's losing hope over the coronavirus, I'm like, YouTube, to watch YouTube videos. I don't know. Just
no, but to be honest, what she told us, like she has been hit pretty hard by the coronavirus. Like a family member died. She went from the UK to here, and she went through lots of troubles. From her, like a student complimented suicide, and she confronted him for like a month or something on chat.
What?
Yeah, it's weird.
Why?
But I don't know. I don't know. Like that's what I heard from her.
Of the Egyptian.
No, like let me make a prediction. I'm stuck at home. My family's shit. I always ran away, right? Going out, and now I'm stuck with them. I think I'm gonna take myself out. I can't take this anymore. And in this case, I can relate somewhat. We can relate to that, but still not quite suicide. But I can see the reason.
But from 0 to 100 suicide, seriously?
Yeah, like that's the thing with suicide. A lot of times, like it's not. The situation gets amplified by your small perspective, as I like to call it, the anti-view. From the perspective of you, in the anti-view, you can't actually determine the magnitude of the situation, which is why I also like a bird-eye view. In order to actually, like, okay,
look
in
at
the grand,
what's happening.
Yep. Yep. So anti-view will be like, say you're a college student, you're like, okay, there are too many classes, I can't take this. I'm gonna fail. Everything's gonna be over. I'm gonna be canceled on Twitter. All of that at once, right? Bird eye view says you still have the food on the table. You still have a family. You can still try again.
You can
Chill.
fail a course and try it again. Yeah.
Yeah. You starts making a progression. More importantly, let's look at all the cases of people who went in a situation like you. Let's ask around. Okay, who was struggling with their college career? Let's ask them how they dealt with it, or whether they made it. Because I don't remember a person in life that hasn't had a hard college situation. Like at least like a year, right? There has to be one dark year in your college curriculum.
Well, except the people who went to private colleges.
Even if. Because here's the thing: it's the grind, right? It's not a matter of it's not just a matter of doing the work and passing. It's like every day the professor is an entitled piece of shit who never worked a day in his life outside of teaching, so he doesn't have any perspective on the real world.
Here is bitching. Yeah.
Yep. He spent his entire life in academia. And most importantly, sleep schedule is weird. Too many homeworks. And you miss like 5 minutes of class and the doctor shuts the door in your face, and that is that.
Dude, that's painful. That's painful. Like,
Yep.
like college would be much more fun, much more easier if the professors were human. I swear.
Yeah,
It's not that
if people
they're.
were more fluid,
Yeah.
or
Here's the
you know,
thing.
you give excuses.
In my opinion, you can't be a professor if you haven't done an actual job. So
Just
if you're a,
feel.
if
Yeah.
if you have a PhD in engineering, you must have built at least one thing. You
Know how it works. Know how people feel when they do work.
know the value of certain numbers. Because
Yeah.
to me, there are two types of professors I've dealt with. There was like you can tell the professors who care about theory over practicality, right? Or what's in the field. They worry about the 0.07. If it was 0.05, they'd cross it. But the guy who has been in a practical field sees the value, knows that he had to quadruple check in order to get the right value. So in an exam environment, it is
When there's
almost
a time
impossible.
limit. Yeah.
Yep, it's almost impossible to get the right values. So
Yep.
he'd be like, okay, I will have to deduce points, but not that much, right? But what happens is most professors go through academia and then start working in academia. And when that starts happening, they just kind of put their own perspective on life. It doesn't help that professors keep teaching till they're like 80 and they're out of touch with the world, right?
Look at the chat. Look at the chat. College would have been much easier if professors weren't on their deathbed.
Yeah, like that's yep, that's exactly what I was referring to. Yeah, like
It's like they're
most-
spoiled children. They haven't seen the perspective of the world, some of the perspectives of the world.
They haven't. That is true enough. Because here's the thing: a doctor who knows his worth is a rare thing, but they're the best thing you'll ever see in your life.
Yeah,
Because they're understand, and there's a difference between a compassionate teacher and a teacher who knows their worth. Very different. Because there's always that one professor who like sits down. They're very agreeable, so they really like their students to do well. They can be pushed around, But
Yeah, that's might not be a very good professor.
but if you touch on their professor pride, they're gonna go crazy. Right? If you start devaluing them, the only reason they help you is because you value them. But the professor who knows his worth shows up, gives you tasks, and he knows that there's a professional relationship between you and him, in which he is required to help you know what you're doing, and you're required to actually respect him. And that is it. Everything else is up to the exchange between the two. Right? It's just. Again, like college life, and in the US, I actually wouldn't recommend going to college. Funny enough, like
The
we
things
got
that
it
have
free.
been-
We
it
got it
reminded
free.
me of an incident that happened at my college.
Okay.
Remember when you helped me with that? Like it was an English subject, and I was supposed to like make a presentation about like psychology and its relations with typology or whatever.
Yeah, I gave you Jungian stuff. I remember.
Yeah, I tried my hardest to simplify and summarize all of the shit, and then when my presentation happened, although I worked like I was the only one working for a whole group of 4, and then when I just presented my thing, I got a grade of 30%. Why? I went to the professor's office and asked her, why did you give me that grade? And she was like, well, I got bored. Then I was like, is that a valid like excuse? Is that a reason? Do you think it's a good reason to give me that grade? And she was like, no, I just got bored. The topic was boring. And then I was like, well, why did you give us a topic about psychology if you got bored about like a new concept, a new idea about this shit?
I would report that
And
professor.
I did. But what's worse is
they're gonna defend their own.
what's worse, they're gonna defend their own. So what I did was, I was like, well, you clearly don't know about the topic. You just gave us the title of the topic, and then you were like, okay, just like wait for students to do it. Although I
Spread
used
the word, she's a bitch, and move on. Yeah, that's what I would do.
exactly like
Yeah.
I used enough advanced vocabulary, although it was like an English preparatory type of fucking shit that college made, because it's like runs on English, so we have to teach the students how to speak English and do English or whatever. Do you give me that grade because I was like too advanced with my level, and because you were bored?
Bored. No, that's that word that just pisses people off. I think I would have lost it if I was at your place. No problem. Yeah.
Oh, look, here's another problem that's popular in Kuwait. I got graded based on my looks.
Man. Oh God. There's like I want to talk, but we had a professor that gave the girls all the good grades and shat in our faces. Yeah.
You know, no,
Look at that, Kuwait.
Yes.
Yes.
No, here's the thing. Engineering department, they're filled with like assholes, right? So the gals actually had to do some work in Kuwait University, but in the science department, things are a bit different, right? And Darkrai is a major in chemistry. And the systematic racism and oppression he suffered for being a male with male parts. It's morally reprehensible.
Why does he talk about that? A professor that gives good grade to females.
No, it's actually a more common problem than one thinks. You know, everybody knows that movie stereotype, you know, of the college professor who, like, you know, I'll do anything for an A, and be like, really? And then stuff happens. There's a reason this archetype exists, because most college professors do not have the social maturity to be in a healthy relationship. All right? So I'm actually not surprised that stereotype exists. I don't know how common it is, you know, ever since they fire you from the entire fucking world if you do it. Maybe it dwindled down, but
maybe
that only means...
you do it like if you do less stuff, like maybe you just give good grades to girls or cute boys, whatever your preference is. Yeah. If you do it subtly, like if you're okay with just speaking to them, opening up discussions with the girls in class, I think nobody would suspect anything, at least not the higher ups.
I'm just gonna send this golden meme because it fits the topic so fucking perfectly.
What the fuck? Look at the comments.
Let's see.
It's on private chat.
Holy shit. One professor in law school, man. He's new girl. Dude, if that's not prostitution, I don't know what is.
This is halal prostitution.
Yup. Okay, check the link that Babushka sent.
Okay, Babushka, you can share screen from your own thing and show us. You don't have to...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know the meme.
All right. Let's do this. Let's see.
Can it share screen with the sound?
I'm not sure. It sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. I don't know exactly how it functions, and I'm too lazy to test for it.
All right, it goes like this. I don't know if you can hear it.
Oh, I know.
Oh
Okay.
shit, we can't hear it, but it's gold.
If you can quite read
think you will...
without kissing my cock.
You are dead wrong.
It's gold.
Yeah, oh shit, that's so... It's old but fucking gold. I love that fucking meme.
Last of Us 2. We don't want to see trash in our stream.
No, actually, pause. That's a good segue, Mr. Domino 12. PS5. I haven't watched anything. I assume you guys did. Proceed.
This is the PS5. This is the PS5.
Why does it look like a bootleg Wi-Fi router? That's one thing that we can think about.
The thing is, they released two versions, which is kind of convenient. They released the CD version and the digital version.
Who would pick the digital version?
Yes.
So, okay, what's the difference? Well, please.
One has a vagina and one doesn't.
Why would anybody buy number 2? Everybody loves their vaginas.
Yep.
Yeah, but PS Store that is limited to 1 megabyte of download speed.
Wait, what?
It's
No way, what?
disgusting.
No,
What?
you're not serious, right?
I'm not fucking joking. Like the download speed on PS Network is fucking shit. Why would people buy the digital version for the PS5?
More importantly, why would people buy the PS5? Or do they have any good exclusives? Like, okay, we've established in this stream on multiple occasions that The Last of Us 2 is donkey shit, just like Last of Us 1. You know, anybody who disagrees is welcome to join in on the stream, and we'll fucking trash him for it, right?
Yeah.
Regardless, are there any good ones? Like I heard Ratchet and Clank. Does that look any good?
Yeah, the game. They didn't release a game for like 20 years.
They released a sequel for Oddworld after how many years? Like 10 years? 20 years? And they remastered Demon Souls. And they're gonna make a new Resident Evil
But
game.
Demon Souls isn't gonna be exclusive. So fuck you,
It's gonna be
PS5.
released on Steam.
Yeah, so fuck you, PS5.
Really?
And
Well, that's that. I'm not good. That's no
don't
incentive.
forget that there are rumors about Bloodborne going to PC. Coming to PC. If that happened,
Darkrai, bring cringe in. Bring cringe in.
Dick
We'll fucking
for
trash him.
Cringeon, I want to destroy
Bring
him.
Bring him in. I want to hear his steak. I am so curious about his steak.
Daily reminder that Cringe loves LoL and plays Valorant and hates CSGO.
All right. All right.
I'm okay with the hating CSGO part, but everything else is. If you don't ironically do it, just fucking. But yeah, I'm
You have
sorry.
a Tracer mousepad.
Tracer, yeah, Tracer.
I got. Get to your point.
This is gold.
You were saying something before I interrupted you. Demon Souls, yes.
Look. I didn't say, I have nothing to say. I just said that if Bloodborne and Demon Souls go into the PC, which Demon Souls is confirmed, but Bloodborne, there are rumors. If it goes into PC, I don't think I'll be alive anymore. I'll just stick my head in the screen or something.
And here's the thing, right?
Wait for it to be remastered. They have to put the remastered word on it to release it on the PC.
I don't care if I play it on 4x3. I just want Demon Souls.
Actually, is it a remaster or is it a remake? Because there is a difference.
It does look like a remaster. It does. No, I think remake. No, remake.
If it's a remake, that means they're gonna add more stuff in. They're gonna change a few things. They're gonna fix it up. The remaster, because the Dark Souls remaster was fucking horrible, right?
It wasn't that good. Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Because it was a remaster. It was just a reskin to sell more copies. So remake, I'm actually for. However, what I'm not for is digital. Digital
PS5.
console. Like even the Switch didn't dare, and people would have bought it. Right? Nobody would.
I'm so waiting.
Hello, my friends. Hello, my friends.
Oh,
Hello, my salty friends. How are you all?
We are amazing. We are amazing.
We would like to hear your respectable opinions.
we have
We were
been
bonding. We were bonding about how The Last of Us is the spawn, like not even the spawn of even Satan disembowels this piece of shit, right? So please,
Then? So much hate coming from you. Why? What's going on?
okay, let me tell you a story. I'll give you a story. Everybody, Last of Us came out. I had it. It was on the PS3, if I remember. Yes, and. Everybody told me this is the best thing since like sliced bread, right? I'm like, okay.
Yes.
People cried. People thought it was the shit. So I'm like, okay. I just finished what's it called? Bioshock. I finished Bioshock Infinite, right?
Okay.
I got through it just fine. So I'm like, okay, another shooter, not my thing, but I got through it. So I'll get through this one. I went, bought it, put it on the CD. Played 2 chapters, got bored of the gameplay, opened the movie on YouTube, okay, and got the most disappointing ending I've ever seen in my life.
Disappointing ending. Last of Us.
Yes.
Last of Us, dude. I'm not biased with you. I played the game from start to finish. Okay, probably one of the most boring piece of shits, but okay. Maybe the ending was good. Maybe there's something good to be had. Okay, fuck the
But-
ending.
but-
Fuck the ending.
Why? I think the ending was very good to me. I
Dude,
mean, the
here's the
ending
thing.
was perfect.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. He sacrificed world health because he loved Ellie way too much, right?
And he
I
killed
mean, fuck
everybody.
the world. Who needs the world, man? Ellie
Okay,
and
okay.
Ellie and Ellie. Okay.
Okay.
So
and then he didn't tell her. He just kind of left, and they left it at that. No tension, no repercussions for his actions. That, storytelling wise, is horrible. Right?
I mean,
Even as a kid,
I would have been
hated the
okay
game.
with it. I would have been okay with it. Had everybody not came to me like I was an infidel, that I didn't like it. That I am from that I was from the Muslim Brotherhood and helping with Black Lives Matter. Okay? If I didn't like the fucking thing.
I
Alright?
told my friend that I hated Last of Us. I think he wanted to kill me.
wait. One thing about that Last of Us, the gameplay, it's not that good. I agree. It's
Exactly.
okay. I mean,
It's horrible.
Whatever.
No.
But
It's horrible.
the gameplay, it's like any adventure game, like Uncharted, Tomb Raider. I mean, Tomb Raider is the best gameplay there, but Uncharted,
Yeah,
Last of
don't
Us,
disrespect
Exactly,
Tomb
like-
Raider.
Tomb Raider is gameplay wise amazing. I like the
I
Tomb Raider.
spit on
gameplay.
Tomb Raider.
Okay.
If I want to mash buttons while watching a movie, I just fucking pick a remote.
Compared to Uncharted.
All right, let him give his point.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, long story short, I mean, story wise, Last of Us amazing. I like the story. The ending. What I thought about the ending was, I mean, they could. There was a chance for the doctors not finding a cure even after killing Ellie. It's not 100% thing, you know.
But you would
if
still
they
take
kill,
a chance. Yeah.
I mean, you take the chance. You kill someone. You kill a human being, a little girl, 14 years old, to find a cure. It's not 100% chance to find a cure for the virus. So you are killing a soul with no 100% a chance of finding the cure. So that's why he did what he did at the last chapter. And I think it was not the best idea, but for the story, I think it was very good. I like the ending. I like how he sacrificed the whole thing for her. I mean, I think that was very good.
But let me count this as a rebuttal. She chose, Ellie chose to make the sacrifice, to take the chance.
Ellie did not choose. She didn't know what will happen there. She all she knows that they want to take her to this place to examine her. She didn't know they will kill her to take to find the sample. She knew that they will kill her at the last second, and she gave up.
And she let them. She made the choice. And he shat on it and unrealistically cleared an entire building of people. Right?
Killed everybody. Yeah.
Killed everyone. Just like one guy just while holding Ellie. Just like
What the fuck was that? Yeah.
and then drove away. No wounds, no consequences.
I mean, he
Dude,
was
I was-
wounded a little bit, but okay.
I was so confused as a
But
kid when.
Let's talk about he was killed by a golf club wielded by a fucking transgender after clearing a whole fucking building with a body in his fucking shoulder.
Is that Last of Us 2?
Yes.
Oh. Ugh. No. We'll pause. We'll get to Last of Us 2 in a bit. Hamod, what was your point?
Basically, even like as a kid, the last part, I was greatly confused. What happened? Why did he do this? What's happening? I was like that. I was thinking like all these thoughts. I don't want this to happen. When the ending happened, like everything happened. No, like he killed everybody. I swear, I nearly threw away the desk because of how pissed
here's
I
the
was
thing.
at the game.
You know how it would have been correct?
Yeah.
If they put her to sleep, and when she was asleep, they told or somehow the old man finds out that they're gonna kill her, and he's like, "This wasn't the agreement." That I'll be okay with. That suddenly, okay, he stopped it because suddenly a rush of emotion came. She didn't choose this, and I love her, so I want to keep her safe. She did not choose this. You forced her into this. You tricked her into this. Nope, nothing like that. Suddenly, you're sitting down. Where's his John Wick glasses? You know,
Okay.
and just kind of like, I'm like, come on, you know, like, yeah, I know it's a video game and you have to like kind of like suspend your belief a bit, but there's so much I can go. Like, there's so many logical leaps I can take.
I mean, they can. I mean, the ending. I think you can say they were preparing for season 2 with this ending. They don't want Ellie to die, so they want. So they want to do a second season. That's. I mean, that's a reason why they did this ending.
Then they could have done what I've
that's
just told you.
Hmm?
They could have done what I just told you instead of like just like here's another problem. People glorify what's his name? What's the guy's name? The daddy name. Who's daddy? What's his name?
Who's daddy?
Joel?
Joe?
Joe,
Okay.
yeah, I think Joel. Joel,
Joel. G-O-E-L.
Okay.
Joel.
And I have to highlight, we started the shitting on The Last of Us, and we up to 9 viewers, our record. So welcome everyone. Welcome to the Salt Grinder. Join our Discord. It's in the description.
Okay.
But
Clickbait.
but here's the thing: everybody glorified the excellence of Joe's selfishness and this entire mess. He loved her more than he loved the world, so he saved her despite her choices, and that's why he is a great character.
I mean,
And
he
I'm
was
like,
a hero in the eyes of these people. I mean,
Yep, and to me, that is bullcrap. That is ridiculous. That is like, this is simp.
okay.
All right, continue your point.
Go on.
Go on,
Okay.
yeah.
So again, like, Joe
Wait,
comes on.
Wait a second, I'm coming.
Sure.
Okay.
Joe comes. Actually, while Waleed and
Let's wait for him a bit.
Carlos-
Let's wait for him. Let's check the comments.
Let's check the comments, and I'll quickly link the Discord because I keep forgetting linking it in the
Back.
description.
Dinner's here,
do-
boys. Okay.
Nice.
Have a nice
Yeah.
meal. Have a nice meal.
Thank you.
Now, okay. So you have what's his name? Joe. You have Joe Schmo the Third, right? People really liked his character while he was the worst. Again, and if Ellie turned against him, ooh, that's a great setup for season 2. But Ellie didn't know anything, and we were just left there in limbo while that happened. Nope. That is ridiculous. I cannot.
And don't forget
This is
the
not good
expansion.
writing, and this is not good writing, right? And there we go. This is a Discord.
Allow it, tell it Jewel, not truly tell it's Jewel, not Joe.
It's Smiley. It's fucking what's his name? What's the other stupid vape pod thingy? It's everybody. Fix. Yes, Fix.
Yeah, Fix.
Okay.
Okay.
He's from now on he'll be referred to as Fix.
That's Fix.
Okay. There was no tension given us. There was no conclusion given to us besides that he killed everyone and now he left. And that is not good storytelling. And Last of Us 2 comes along and I'm like, no, maybe they'll redeem themselves. And what do I find? Transgender lesbian nonsense. Right? And I'm like, it's an apocalypse. There's no time to be gay.
And also,
Fucking sailing like bags and just like stuffs them into his fucking tits like in time to turn gay. Like, who the
the
fuck
problem with it also is that, they also shat on all the original fans of the series. Like, let's keep it aside. Imagine you liking the game. Sorry, Waleed. Imagine you liking the story of the first game and everything, and then you open up Last of Us. You're so hyped. You want to play it, and then you see shit flowing in your face. That's Last of Us 2.
Waleed, you're not making sound.
Yeah, you're muted, Waleed.
You are muted.
Oh, my bad. Did you see the last comment the director of the game made?
What did he
What did he
make?
mean?
Or the same? My bad. He said that not everyone will like the new game. You guys will divide it into two groups, liking and not liking it.
That's very good
Yeah,
marketing.
I mean, he
No, here's
said
the
that.
thing. Here's the thing. Let's
That was
compare
so
that
weird.
marketing. Well, yeah, it's because it was stupid. Here's the thing. CDPR came and it's like, we're making adult games for adults, right? No kids around, right? And we take pride in our storytelling, and we hope that the people like it as well. They stopped at that. They didn't tell anybody to buy it. They didn't tell anybody anything, right? And the idea of that is people will be divided, but that's up to them. But whenever a game developer says that the team will be divided into two groups, what's essentially he's saying, there are people who will suck my dick, and there are people who will actually just review it properly, right?
As Darkrai said, Kojima syndrome, and as Joseph,
syndrome.
that's
There
how
we
you
go.
know the game.
Kojima.
Right? There are rope people and there are stick people. Stick people, not into man standing so much. You know, like it's ridiculous, right?
I mean-
it's again, you can like the game, Waleed. I'm not trying to shit on you liking the game,
Yeah.
but what I always say is, like something and know it's shit. Like I love Dynasty Warriors, one of my favorite games. It is a horrible game, and I would never recommend it to anyone who doesn't like the genre. Okay?
Yeah.
Horrible storytelling, horrible glitches, horrible everything. But it's my childhood, right? I understand it for what it is, and I like it for what it is, right?
Understandable. Okay.
Exactly, yeah. But
It's
one
just-
thing, Trillion, just look at the comment of Joseph.
What does Joseph say? Have you guys ever talked about how early reviews are only allowed to talk about the gameplay? There is an NDA story for it. Huh. Well, does that mean like, okay, they tell us that they tell you guys what, like they tell the people
What the gameplay is about, but no
Instead of
talking about the story.
We're talking about a story.
I'm not sure about that because in my experience, like in games like they were given, yeah, I understand no spoilers for story games. I
But
thought in general,
sometimes
if
they
it's-
say something about it, like a hint or anything in the reviews. Sometimes they do, but that doesn't spoil.
yeah.
I mean, the
here's
game
thing.
already spoiled them. They spoiled
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much the game. So I mean, it doesn't matter. At this
Yeah,
point.
yeah, that's the thing, right? So like you can show gameplay, you can define the theme. For example, if I told you guys should play The Witcher 3. And by the way, be prepared for your mind to be blown, for the consequences of your choices to actually matter. And you will sometimes stand in awe as something you've done actually done something. I didn't spoil jack shit. I just set your expectations. It's very different, right? So so they're not even allowed to review it. And besides, if you're not allowed to review the story for a story game, are you actually reviewing the game?
Exactly.
Yep.
Movie reviews come like you get them after the review is out, right? So there shouldn't be any early reviews, technically speaking, for story-driven games, much like movies. They're not like a game like, say, Minecraft, where you're just given a bunch of options. So if you review it early and they tell you whether the game is worth it or not. Okay, Minecraft doesn't have DLC, right? What's a game with DLC or with expansions?
Mention
Like,
any
it's not a
EA.
Let's say Destiny. It's a good example. Let's say Destiny.
Okay, Destiny. You're playing Destiny. Okay, you're a fan.
Don't get me
and so-
started.
and they give some reviewers early access, right? And they start reviewing it. Do they actually comment on everything? Yes, because now I want an informed purchase. I want to see whether it's worth it or not.
They have
But
to
if it's a
actually
if
review the
it's-
game.
Yep, but if it's a story-driven game, Yennefer, you piece of fucking like
Triss!
I am offended that you are that you even insinuate that Triss is an option.
You Trillion, fuck you.
Hamod, don't
Always
even start.
looking for women to dominate you. God damn
What?
it.
No. I just have women with personalities, not a caterer like Triss. It's very simple. You want somebody to pat you on the back and be like, "You're a great person." No. Not here.
Look at the comment. That's a man in the comments. Triss, what's your name? Agrigosi. Yeah, Horia. I don't know what you're called, but you're a man.
Yeah, no, dude, Triss is the choice for the gamers who really don't have anything in their lives, and they want something, something to give them the compassion, to spare them from the belt of their dad, That's Triss, okay? You go to Yennefer, and for Darkrai, it is The Witcher 3. You have two choices of mates, but Yennefer just kind of does her own thing, and you do your own thing, and then you guys meet along the way. She is the option. She is the only option, and she's canonically correct. So what else do you want? What do you mean you picked Yennefer first and they settled down? Triss settled down too. She just settled down in another king's political court. After all the shit Geralt has been through in a king's court, she actually moved him to another king's court. What a nice decision. What is this? Why are we debating this?
What?
No.
Yeah. How does the stream turn to this?
Lots of us.
Lots of us.
No, everybody knows the best ending in The Witcher 3 is when Ciri meets you in that hut. All right? Everybody knows. So it doesn't matter your choice of mate. It matters whether you actually made Ciri Empress or not. It's that simple. Spoiler
Talk
alerts.
about the new PS5 games. What are the new PS5 games? Let me check.
I saw Ratchet and Clank, but I didn't see any much else.
They are Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Miles Morales.
Okay, Prince, you have perspective.
Yeah, you can talk about it. You can talk about
Tell us about games you're excited about, and we'll comment.
About what? PS5? Or
Yeah, the new games.
I mean, I did not see much of the new games, but I'm expecting the Spider-Man game. I mean,
Spider-Man
the same game.
It
The
was
same.
good, was good, yeah.
I mean, it will be the same amazing gameplay we played on PS4, the Spider-Man game, and with a better graphics. So I think it will be amazing. I'm really expecting this game.
Also, he's black.
Okay, yeah. Black Lives Matter. Okay.
What do you guys mean?
For perspective,
Miles Morales is
Spider-Man-
the black
Miles
Spider-Man.
Morales is a black guy.
yeah,
Black-
5 years ago, Marvel Comics made Spider-Man black.
Hmm.
And
They just
they're now
removed
introducing-
the old Spider-Man?
He died or something.
No, he died.
Yeah.
In that part of the comic, he dies, and Miles take over the city.
And it's nothing major. It was before
I'm
the
protected.
black cringe. It was before all that. So I'm fine.
All
with
right. I'm fine with it. Yeah. All right.
that. No fake
other
tan.
And guys, PS5 Grand Theft Auto is gonna release again on the PS5 from PS3 to PS5.
Wow, so you can gamble your parents' money away again, all over again. Very good.
Fucking amazing.
Very good.
I love how NBA 2K21. I love how
Yeah.
NBA 2K is on the list as the games to expect for PS5, as if that wasn't fucking obvious.
No, my favorite. Here's the thing. My favorite tweet is something Darkrai sent to our group on WhatsApp. Okay, about the PS5, and it was a tweet that was beautiful. It said something to the effect of the PS5, the highest form of technological advancement of our age, or something like that, and it will be used to play Viva in like a cafe, because in Kuwait, everybody plays Viva. Of course, my problem, and again, Twitter is like an excuse for just to feel good about yourself, just to throw virtual signals all around, right? What do you mean the PS5 is the highest point of technical advancement?
It's the highest because they use SSD now.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Years late.
And it has an NVMe slot in it. You can add an NVMe.
You can buy an NVMe drive and put it yourself.
My PS4 has
Where have I seen
1
this
terabyte
from
SSD,
before?
and it was like since 2015.
Dude,
But
I
now it's
swear,
come built in.
Oh, this time it's built in. PS5 is Apple confirmed.
dude,
Nothing
I swear,
changed.
I need whoever's in charge of the Wendy's Twitter account to take over Steam's Twitter account and just see how much trash they can say. All right.
I wish that Steam just talks trash, just like CDPR.
CDPR, they're like, they do their thing, and then somebody looks at them the wrong way, like, yeah, transgenders, and they're like, your mother hates transgenders, and everybody was like, and that's CDPR, right?
I mean,
But no, I want Wendy's, which is basically, PS5 releases a tweet, for example, saying that they have the new, like, they have SSD in their shit now, and Steam goes like, yawn or something.
Or adds Internet Explorer or something.
Yeah, just adds
there is another thing. Another thing about the PS5. They released 2 versions.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah,
We already
tell
talked
us,
about
tell
this.
us, yes.
Tell
The
us,
hard,
tell us.
the version with the CD and the digital version. What
What's-
is the difference? You can
Who's
buy
gonna
a
get
digital copy of the game with the CD version, but you can add you can use the CD in the digital version. Why the frick you release the two versions of the console?
It's
You
like
don't
they
need
gave
that.
you the choice. It's like they gave you a choice between a decent option and a shittier option. You would of
I mean,
course
no,
pick
no,
the
it's-
decent option.
This is not a choice. I have the
Yeah.
both choices in one console.
And
Would-
look at the comments.
Yeah?
PS5 is backwards CD compatible.
Does that mean all up to backwards up to what? PS2, PS3, PS1? If you buy the CD, you have to download 40 GB day one.
I heard that you can play PS4 games on PS5, but it's not confirmed yet.
From what I heard, originally it was supposed to be full backwards compatible, but then when the rumors actually got erased and the thing got more confirmed by Sony, people said, "Oh, just PS4," and that makes sense because remember when the Xbox did the backwards compatibility thing, they gave you a list and they told companies to approve that their old game can be played in the new engine, or otherwise they can't do anything about it. Right? So if a company like THQ, for example, doesn't make games anymore, you can't play THQ games.
You can't do anything about it anymore.
There's no company called THQ anymore. So you can't put the game in because you need THQ approval, but they don't exist, so they can't approve for you. So it's in limbo, right? Any company that has that happen to them, you cannot get their approval. I assume the Sony, when they wanted to do it for the PS5, they suffered the same problem, so they only could make it backwards compatible efficiently up to the PS4, in which they can talk to all the companies that released and be like, by the way, you accepted being on the PS5.
One more thing, the PS5 price has been leaked on Amazon.
How much? Every time, Amazon, goddammit.
Yeah, 500 euro for the normal version and 400 euro for the digital version.
Yeah, Waleed?
PS Asia is it's released pre-order for the device, for the console. I think it's $700.
What's
$700?
I saw a post about it. The PS Asia website are releasing pre-order for the console. It's a $700, and it's just the version with the CD in it.
The CD version is more expensive. I don't like what they're doing.
I mean,
it's like they're making a new standard.
That's the thing. How much difference will be the cost of the two devices? I mean, it's just a CD driver. How much?
You could, yeah, exactly. You could buy a Blu-ray CD reader for like I don't know, $30, $40.
I mean,
Why is it
$100
$100 more
and $700 maybe?
Yeah.
650 and 700. It's not. I mean, it's not worth buying a 650 if the other device is 700. I'll buy the 700.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm glad personally that that Xbox is migrating away from the console market. Okay, because now we know for sure that the console market is a sinking ship, and everybody should start migrating to. Actually, you just leave it to the handhelds. You know, the Nintendo.
Yeah,
they make a handheld like the Switch, and it does whatever you want. There's now, PCs and handhelds. There's nowhere in between, and this will become clearer and clearer with the PS5 just from this release, because used games kill the console. That's the thing. Used games kill the console.
Don't forget, Trillion, that one of the reasons why consoles were always popular and all that, because they was priced between $300 and $400.
Was
always from the start.
Cheap and everybody can buy it. And
everybody
now it's
can buy it. Yeah,
700.
if you
for
cross
everybody.
that price, what's the point of getting a console other than getting a PC or on the Xbox that runs PC games? Is it? Does it?
The
I don't know.
the new Xbox right now can run all the games on the Microsoft Store, right? And if you have, I'm not sure if you can play other PC games. I don't quote me on that, but
Okay.
I know they're transitioning away. Like it's clear, like ever since like 2 years ago, when all their exclusives can also be played on Windows 10 from the Microsoft Store, like Sea of Thieves and stuff like that. It's clear that they were just pushing towards not making exclusive games anymore. They want to compete with Steam just like everybody else in the proper market. You know,
In a good way, because I've heard
The
they're
proper
moving their
market.
games. Yeah, proper market.
You know,
Exactly.
Epic Games, dude. I saw a tweet. What would you rather have? No racism in the world and all of that, or the Epic Games or playing in the Epic Game Store. Guess what? Guess what won? No, sorry. They said Steam didn't pledge supports for Black Lives Matter, so they are on the side of white supremacy. What do you want? White supremacy or the Epic Game Store? Guess what they picked?
Everybody picks white supremacy. It's a
90%.
satire tweet. It's a satire tweet, but it's hilarious. I know the tweet.
People pick white supremacy. 90%
Yeah, like exactly. Like the
It's-
exclusives
it's-
were the only reason that people bought PS4.
Yep.
The console wasn't even that good to begin with.
Again, I quit Sony from the PS3, and I never could go back because they can't. Like I stopped being able to go online. I went to their forums. I did everything to see what's wrong, and nobody replied. And I still hold a grudge. I couldn't even access my account anymore. My PS4, if I want to go on another PS3, I can't even access my account. I don't know what happened to it. Never did any piracy. Never did any of that crap. I just played on the bloody thing, and I had achievements, and I like grinding for achievements randomly because that's what you do when you have like 3 games on the PS3, and that's all you can afford, right?
Yep.
And none of that. So I bought to play. I remember I only bought a new console, the Xbox One. I bought it because I really wanted to play The Witcher, and I couldn't afford a PC, but I can afford an Xbox, so I got it. And once I got a PC, I sold my Xbox for cigars, basically. I sold it and transferred it to cigars, right? Because got me 2 nice cigars from that purchase, and just continued with a laptop. So
what you did.
what's the point if I can have a console, or I can have a PC, a mid-powered PC for the same price? This choice is always better than the console. Every time.
Like
What's
the
the point?
selling point of the console was 2 reasons: convenience and price. That was the selling point of console. Maybe exclusive if you add that up, but that was the main reason. Throw that out of the mix.
sides would people would choose whether they would buy the Xbox or the PS5 is because of the fucking exclusives. But this year I didn't see anything new other than Resident Evil and Last of Us.
Nobody cares about Resident Evil.
If some
After
people are gonna
the
play
game, the
fucking
last
Last of
game?
Us. And there's a new Capcom game that oddly reminds me of a lot of Kojima games. It's so fucking weird. I saw the trailer, I was like, this has to be a Kojima game.
I'm not
I don't
buying
think-
another Capcom game unless they remake their old games or they make
All right,
sequels.
all
for them.
right.
It's
Alright,
either
guys, I
Konami or
found-
Capcom. I don't remember.
I found the exclusives, the PS5 exclusives.
Okay.
And I don't know any of these names besides Spider-Man. So you have Marvel Spider-Man, something, Miles Morales or whatever. You have Ratchet and Clank, suddenly coming out of the dead. Sackboy, whatever the fuck that is.
Little Big Planet.
Gran Turismo 7.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah, Gran Turismo 7.
What the
Racing.
hell is Destruction All Stars? Is that their Smash?
I think. Wait, let me take a look
no,
at it. This is interesting.
It's basically Twisted Metal, but Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I saw
got
that
it.
game.
Remember Twisted Metal?
Astro's Playroom, which sounds like if you buy it, you're a pedophile.
Share the website. Let me see the games.
Yeah, share the
okay,
screen.
sure.
Share the screen.
Okay, let me share the screen actually. Yeah.
Okay.
I want to take a look at Astro Playroom.
Share screen one. There you go, guys.
Okay.
So these are the PS5
Can we see
exclusives.
pictures? Can we see pictures?
There are no pictures I can see. There are images here.
Oh,
But they don't-
yeah, they're releasing a new Horizon
this
game,
one's the
second
All-Star.
season for the Horizon.
This is the Twisted Metal thing, and this is Gran Turismo.
That's Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
The new one.
Nobody cares about Horizon.
I mean,
Yeah.
I played the first game. The story ended. Why the heck releasing a new game? I don't think it's necessary.
What the hell
Maybe
is
a new
this?
story.
Why is her head like photoshopped in the fucking suit? What the hell is this?
So this one is the Alien Isolation, but Hillary Clinton version.
Ah, got it.
Why does he look like this? Is I
Little
know.
Big
This is like Little Big Planet. Yeah, it's that boy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That is the
All
new
right.
one.
Making a comeback from the dead.
This one is just weird.
This
It's made
looks
by
like
the same developers that made Octodad.
Oh,
not. What is this?
Deathloop. Timed
I don't
exclusive.
even-
Also
Oh,
coming to PC.
This game is basically Dishonored, but with like guns and shit.
This game.
Right.
This is weird. Why aren't the exclusives as big as PS4 had?
I don't
What the
know.
PS4 had. Yeah.
What is
this
this?
This is a horror game. It's like it takes
Horror
place
game?
in Japan or something. Yeah,
I swear I thought it looked like what's Sleeping Dogs 2. I thought for a second I got excited.
Oh.
What is that? Looks like Demon's
Godfall.
Soul. Oh,
No, it
Godfall.
doesn't.
Okay.
What is this?
What?
Proceed.
it's a
Okay.
visual novel. This one is the pedophile game, I think.
right.
No. Jet the Far Shore. So it isn't.
Are
You
you
can see
sure
the
this
names
is-
on the right, on the top right. You can see the names.
Oh, where? Oh, right. There we go. Okay, got it. Kana Bridge of Spirits coming to PS4 and Epic Game Store, and now we know
I'm
that
suddenly
Sony's
not
canceled.
interested anymore.
Yeah, now Sony's canceled, guys. They're supporting Epic Games. They're supporting the devil.
All right,
What
Oddworld.
the fuck is this?
Oddworld making a comeback after 10 years, and I don't know if it's gonna be good or not.
The path.
I don't know.
Dude, PS4 is collaborating with
Epic
Epic
Games.
Game Store?
Yeah, it's an alliance. It's done.
Dude, it's an unholy alliance. The alliance of
what-
exclusives.
I mean, the same strat, right?
Oh, this game you play as a cat.
Oh yeah, the Stray game.
Yeah, and
Oh,
this one is basically Journey, but with more action.
I like the art, but I do not like that it's
Exclusive, yeah.
Epic Games.
And by the way, guys, if you guys need a Wi-Fi router, I think Sony's making some now. Like,
This
I
is the
think
digital version.
yeah, I think this one comes with an Ethernet, but I'm not sure. It's Sony after all. They may tell you the Ethernet. There's an option with an Ethernet and an option without Ethernet. You know.
You never know.
You never know. No, it's actually that looks like a real. I thought there was going to be a stronger lineup. That PS4 was
Does
way
look
stronger
very
than this.
Yeah.
And
PS5
PS4, dude, the PS4. I remember it had a stronger lineup than this, and we thought it was weak during the time.
Yep.
Yep. And maybe
Right.
like probably the only exclusive that I really want to play is Bloodborne. Because it's one of the Soul games that it's like they release the Soul games on PC, okay? And they release one game that's different from the rest and equally as good in PS4. That's just like it's like you want to play a sequel, buy our game. buy our game on the PS4. It's just it was a scummy move, to be honest, even from the company itself.
I think it's in the end it's a contract, right?
Yeah.
I think From Software have a contract in which they release one exclusive game. And Dark Souls wasn't part of that contract, and I think Demon's Souls was like kind of the testing ground for the format that was going to be Dark Souls. So you're going to see a lot of shit that they like. If you see the difference between the two games, you know what worked and what didn't work. For example, they had a boss that took away levels or something, and people from software realized this is an old '80s mechanic that needs to go away, because people quit the game from this shit, right? And so they made it, but instead they put something like curse that you can remove in Dark Souls 1. Have you played Dark Souls 1, Hamud, by any chance?
Not yet, not yet.
You need to play Dark Souls 1, dude. It's the OG.
It's the OG. I heard it.
You're gonna need to play it, and it's very different, and probably not as fun. I had more fun playing Dark Souls 3, to be honest, but level design is something to look at. Bosses, something to admire. Aesthetic, still the strongest in the game. In the franchise, actually, in my opinion, because they went full like you need to actually play it, and it's not actually
the OG. It's the game that pulled all the people in. Yeah.
Yep, and it won't be as hard if you play the DLCs from Dark Souls 3. They're harder than the Dark Souls 1.
The DLC of Dark Souls 3, it killed everybody. I think it's the hardest in the series, right?
Yeah, because people kept bitching that Dark Souls 3 was too easy.
Oh,
right. They didn't get easier. They just got good, and it was the same difficulty. I mean, I've had trouble with both these games, or all the Dark Souls games. Actually, I couldn't get through past a certain point in Dark Souls because I get tired of trying for the 50th time. Right.
You weren't that good at real-time games before. Maybe you're
That's the
you're
reason I
better now.
don't play Dark Souls.
Well, yeah. I study the lore like it's actual history, right? But you tell me to get through the game after my third try, and I have to go all the way back. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm good, thanks. I would probably, if I had to do another run, I would probably go mage. Right? I would go mage, which is easy mode, and just get through it. Don't. Instead of wasting my time.
Even mage is fun. They have cool spells.
Oh, in Dark Souls 3, yes. In Dark Souls 1, it's bling, bling,
In Dark Souls 3,
bling.
you had a firestorm. You can heal yourself. Oh my god.
Dude, Pyromancy by far is the most fun. That's why I always go Pyromancer. But still, after you finish at a certain point, then you run, and then there's 3 people who keep killing you, and an invader comes, but you like to be embered. No. It's too stressful. All right. The funniest thing? The most fun I had with Dark Souls is when me and a buddy cleared an entire level together, and then jumped at the boss together. That's the most fun I've had. Never when I was playing solo.
Dude, co-op Dark Souls. Oh my god, it's so much fun.
Yep.
Sometimes it doesn't work, and it pisses me off. Sometimes
Yeah.
they really need to work on it.
Well, good news for us. The Elder Ring has no news on it, and I'm angry.
At least anything, a tease, 5-second video. I don't care. Just show us anything.
Dude, do you know how dedicated the fans are to analyzing every frame? 5 seconds. Remember Sekiro? They showed the arm being attached or something, and it wasn't a part of the arm, just 2 bones getting scrambled onto each other. People made 5 hours worth of analysis videos. Everything from the crackle, voice editors went into the game, into the sound, and started breaking apart the different pieces to make sure there's a hit
love
there.
the Souls games. People love them.
It's fun, dude. People to this day are opening the game files and looking into shit.
They are missing. They are removed shit. Yeah.
Yep, the hidden stuff, the stuff that's hidden in the junk files. Because funny enough, if you remove one line of code, the entire thing gets destroyed, right? But if you put this line of code that is not even part of the game, for some reason it holds all the code together. And that's why I did not continue. I didn't even consider going into computer engineering. Well, I did, but after one class in computer engineering, I knew I made the right choice, because a minus instead of a plus in one line of code, the entire code is
you have to look for the trouble.
You're gonna see that red text, and you're gonna redo all of that shit again.
Speaking of also new games, Waleed, can you tell us your opinion about Valorant? I heard you liked it.
Okay. I saw your video with Darkrai. I mean,
What do you think about it?
I mean, the game is fun. I did not play what is
CS:GO, yeah.
called Counter Strike.
CS:GO.
So it's my first time playing tactical shooting. I
Okay.
like the game, the way the game played, the precision of the guns, how you play the game, how you position yourself, and all of that. I like that, and I like I played like 2 games of Counter Strike, like for fun, and the
Yeah.
shop was so difficult. It was so complicated. I couldn't like buy stuff fast. I had to spend like 10 to 20 seconds on the shop just to buy my shit. But on Valorant, it's just like 2 buttons. It was so easy. I like
I
that.
actually prefer the shop of CS:GO more, right? Because I'm used to it. You could buy stuff in
Maybe.
2 seconds. You could buy stuff in
Yeah,
literally
there is
2
like the
seconds.
shortcut things.
No, with your mouse. Click, click, click,
With
click,
your
click.
mouse.
Because it's so optimized, like the buy menu.
Yep.
I hear what you're saying. You like the mechanics of the tactical shooter. I would suggest you give CS:GO another try.
But, it's not that I don't like Counter Strike. It's just I did not play it. You know, I didn't have anybody to play with, so I don't-
Valorant is
I'm
much
not the type-
friendlier. Valorant
Yeah.
is much friendlier to new players. I tell you that. But
Yeah,
I
it's
try-
friendlier. It's easier. The mechanics, the aiming, the gun handling is way easier than Counter Strike. And I like the part with the abilities and different characters and ultimates and all that stuff. I like that because it can change the game. Like one ability can change the whole game, and I like that because depending on my shooting skills, I'm not that good, so I can loop around that with my abilities and ultimate and all that stuff. You know, so that's one of the
Exactly, yeah.
points. Yeah, that's one of the points I like more much about the Valorant. And I disagree with your point about changing the character mid game. You know, when you say like you want to change like the character
at least between the rounds. At least between the rounds. Maybe I want to play something else in attack.
This is I think where I disagree with you. You played League of Legends, or you know how League of Legends works?
I
maybe?
think I know how it goes. Yeah.
I mean, you
One
pick
character
5
all the
champions. You pick 5 champions. You jump in the game and you play like for 40 minutes. You can't change your champion or your character.
You level up.
This
the
is-
champion, yeah.
Because I mean, before going in the game, you have to pick your champions or characters. You have based on the map and the combos you can make in the map. You know what I mean? So you pick
Okay.
it. You pick your champions. If you are like going a stack five man, you know the map. You know how you can play the map. So you pick the champions or the characters. Depending on how you can play the map with these character you picked, with their abilities, ultimates, and how you rotate. You know what I mean? So you pick a champion, you play the combo, but you don't know what your enemy team are picking. Maybe they will counter your combo. You know what I mean? So if this happened and they counter your combo, if they add changing characters mid game, the game will be so easy, and you can, I mean, you can, win the game when you are losing hard. You can maybe change you can change your plan mid game, and that's I think it's not good. You
I have a
have to
question.
play around that.
No, my point wasn't that. Just one thing, Trillin. My point wasn't that. My point is in between the halves. Like there's supposed to be a reset between the halves and attack and defense. There's supposed to be a full reset.
Reset in money, and
In
abilities.
money.
That's it.
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
That
Here's
is-
my question.
Mhm.
Valorant, is it a game that depends on team synergy, i.e., you need a healer, you need a tank, and you need 2 DPS or something like that?
No, it's not.
Yes
as
or
no,
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 the
no.
same time.
Yes
Yes
and
and
no.
no.
Yes and no. Yeah.
If
Maybe
you
you
are
need
play
a smoke.
if you are playing like a 2 stacks 5v5, you need this. You need this because if the opposing team are playing like that, you have to play the same because one of the character you can raise a dead. So if the team has has an ultimate that can raise someone, you need to counter that with a raise or something else. You know what I mean? So you need this energy sometimes, but sometimes like shooting skills are enough to win the game.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure. With
so-
shooting you can do everything, but some
You can do
abilities
it.
are.
Yes.
So here's my and okay. Is there a difference between attacker and defender?
Yeah.
Yes.
Objective.
is there-
Objective.
So one protects the objective and one attacks with the objective.
Yeah, one
But
attacks.
I'm mainly
That's
asking
the
this
one.
because does that mean that there are characters that are better at defense and characters that are better at attack?
Yes.
Yeah, all the
Yes.
way. That's what.
Then
That's
I
my
agree.
point.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
then
my
I
point.
agree.
Yeah.
Then I agree with the change.
Let's look at chat. It's 5v5. What the fuck do you mean it's not a team game? No, it's like he meant that there should be a team composition or something. That's what Cerulean meant. Something like Overwatch. 2 DPS,
Yeah.
2 tank, 2 yeah.
Yeah,
Two healers.
yeah. You need, for example, to have synergy. Not, for example, everybody picks their character that they're best at and do what they want.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Rainbow. I've seen Rainbow. Everybody kind of picks what he wants, right?
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
a
you
fun
can't
thing
you,
to do.
you can't do a team synergy, and you
Yeah.
you can win the game with just team synergy in Rainbow. But also you can do pick whatever you want.
Yeah,
and play with
because
shooting skills.
like you could pick it like maybe you need a breacher, maybe you need some guy that disrupts flashes or something. Yeah, yeah. There should be team synergy in Valorant because there are guys that flash, that smoke. There should be. Yeah.
I mean, Valorant is basically شو اسمه, what it's called, Rainbow more than CS:GO. I think it's like more
No,
Rainbow
no,
than
no,
CS:GO.
no, no. That's
I mean, it's the way how it works. I mean, the team comp, the characters, the abilities, and all that stuff. You know.
I disagree because you can see in Valorant, nearly every character has some kind of smoke. It's like an excuse to put a smoke on a character. I'd say that's more CS:GO-ish.
Yeah, wall, smoke.
Yeah, well, smoke. It's just an excuse. Maybe 9 characters out of the rosters have smokes. What the hell?
Most of them.
They might have as well just made the smoke a default and just
Yeah.
gave them another abilities. And
No,
it's
they
funny,
need
it's
to make
funny.
it diverse and colorful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have
I didn't like that. Like every single character had a smoke. That's not default. Why don't you just make smokes and give them other
No, I
abilities?
mean not every single character. There's a character with no smokes, and no was. You have Raze. She has a drone. She has a bomb. She has a C4, or something like a C4.
And the archer guy, yeah.
The
Also
archer
doesn't-
guy, he doesn't have smoke, and yeah, but maybe most of the characters have some kind of smoke, but not everyone.
Also, something else that really pisses me off. The abilities are too easy to use. Like,
Oh yeah,
no, yeah, seriously. Like,
Mm.
let's say in CS:GO, smoking and flashing is a skill. Like, if
yeah.
you know
it's
how
a
to
skill.
flash, you know how to
you
smoke.
aim, smoke from
Yeah,
where.
yeah, yeah. You're great, much better. But easily smoked heaven, which isn't supposed to be easily smokable. Easily smoke
No.
this place. Easily smoke this place. I don't like that.
I mean, if
And-
you know one of the characters, he can open the map and smoke different areas.
Yeah,
from where
yeah,
he's
yeah.
standing.
Brimstone.
Yeah, Brimstone and Omen, the same thing. I mean, I hand behind the wall and open the map, smoke heaven, smoke a window, and smoke the planting site. Boom, hit, smoked everywhere.
Easy.
You can't do shit. Yeah.
Of course, sorry, Molly and smoke can change the game. if you throw a Molotov on the bomb, anything, it's tactical shooting. It's exactly like CS:GO, minus all the fun parts, but still.
I already
That is showing.
no, I have another question for you guys because I haven't played Valorant, so you guys have to bear with me.
Okay.
Can you customize both the characters and the weapons, or just the characters?
Just the
Can't
weapons.
customize anything.
No, let's say you're playing and now you're just jumping into the game. You pick character, right?
Mhm.
And are the weapons like? Can you choose? Like, is there a choice for weapon, or do they come with their default weapons?
No,
No,
no.
No. You buy your
have to buy
weapons just
weapons.
like CS:GO at the start of
Just
the
like
round.
CS:GO, you buy weapons.
Mm.
You buy
Okay,
weapons,
so-
you buy shield. You buy even one thing. I mean, it's good and not good at the same time. Buying your abilities, you have to buy your abilities. I mean, you
But
have.
there
to,
is a recharger ability. No, I like this. actually.
Well, every character has one recharger ability, either where you kill 2 people or it's timer.
Yep.
Okay. So here's my thing. I want to propose an argument that's more broad, not just exclusive to CS:GO and Rainbow. Personally, I find that weapon-based shooters are just overall better than character-based shooters. And what I mean by that is shooters that have you pick characters like Paladins, Overwatch,
Mhm.
Rainbow, and there are games that have you pick the weapons instead, and the character skin does not matter. Say, I'm mainly thinking Splatoon, which is my favorite shooter, but you can go
Okay.
like Call of Duty and all of these guys
All of
that
Duty.
allow your build to be more important than your
Picking
looks,
a character.
right? And the reason I find the weapons better is because it allows you to actually like um, build your preferences properly instead of finding the best version that a developer thought you'd like and then go from there, right?
You want to play the game your way, not the developer's way. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to hear your guys' takes, like from your experience, all of you playing shooters. What do you think is the better style?
It's such a broad concept to think about it that way. To be honest, I would have looked at it from like like maybe a hero-based shooter and a class-based shooter, or other shooters. That's how I would have looked at it. To be honest,
What would the difference be?
basically here, as you can see, hero-based shooters mostly have abilities that are rechargeable, bigger hitboxes, and higher HP pools, less time to kill, more time to kill, and healing and all that shenanigans. That's how
Okay.
hero-based shooters go on their way. But if you remember Team Fortress 2, it's a class-based shooter. But you pick characters, and it plays no way like the hero-based shooters. It's a classic shooter. Yeah. So maybe you compare hero shooters to normal shooters. That's how
Okay,
I propose.
fair enough. Okay, based on that, what would you guys say is the better way of going about shooters? Because shooters is they're suffering a period of stagnation, and I don't think Valorant helped that very much, right? There's no real change in the status quo.
think,
I mean,
like-
I played both genres. You said about the hero thing and the
Yeah,
gun-based
exactly.
shooters. I played Call of Duty. I played, my, let's say, PUBG, Player and Non Battleground. It's just gun-based games, and I like that. Who aims better win the fight? That's what this game about. But when you go Overwatch, Paladins, Valorant, if you if your aim is not that good, you can loop around that with your abilities, and this is what I like about these games, because I'm not that very good at aiming. Sometimes I miss every obvious shots, so I can use abilities to escape, to protect myself, or kill the enemy I missed the shot with. Let's say I miss a shot with my gun, I can throw a bomb real quick and kill him. You know what I mean, or something. So I prefer these kind of games for me. That's my opinion of these
Which
games.
is why I have no problem with you. I'm 100% okay with that.
Yeah, and I'm okay with other games too. I played Call of Duty and I had so much fun. I played it so much and I had so much fun with it, with the multiplayer and the Warzone thing. It's so much fun, and you can learn you can improve your aiming with these games. I mean, when I played Call of Duty, it's just an aim based. When you go to other games, my aim was so good. I win fights without using my abilities. Sometimes I go full round in Valorant without using any ability, and I kill like three or five people.
Probably the only ability I used in Valorant is smoke.
Yeah,
That's it.
It's like
Yeah.
the most special
Smoke.
thing.
Yeah, because you came from like CS:GO, and you have nothing to use, just smokes and flashbangs. When you come to Valorant, you're not used to using these abilities. But when you play games, you will use this ability. You know how useful they are to use them, because your opponents are using these abilities. You have to use them to win rounds sometimes.
Exactly. I hear you. I hear Horia. This is one of my points that I made actually. It's like you're so slow in the game. You can't even do anything
the
other than entering with a smoke or a ability or a flash or something. You can't do fun tactics or anything.
So,
I mean,
is there any way to make the thing faster, like the guy faster?
No, you can use CS:GO movement in Valorant. Shoulder peeking, bunny hop peeking. You can do all of these. I saw people do them. You know, when they peek wall with bunny hops. You know, they bunny hop and back. You know this this movement. They bunny hop peek, they shoulder peek, they corner peek. Sometimes they do all that, and it's easier in Valorant than CS:GO. But
Let
the
me
hard,
explain it. All right,
but
continue,
just one
continue.
thing. But the hardest thing in Valorant, when you get hit once, you get stunned. I mean, like you get 99% slow. You can't
It's
even
in
dodge a bullet.
CS:GO, but it's even slower than CS:GO. It's in CS:GO.
Yeah,
It's already
even slower
slow.
than CS:GO. The hit stun is in these games, but in Valorant it's so bad and it's so annoying.
It is
So
Sometimes
that
I get
brings this to. All
I
right.
get hit in my leg one shot, and because of that, I'm slowed. I can't hide behind the wall, and I got killed because of that. It's so bad. It's so annoying.
So basically, let me explain it to you, Trillium. Bunny hopping in CS:GO isn't even that maybe isn't even that relevant except for the high players, and it's very hard to perform. It's basically like you jump to gain momentum and speed. It's jump, right, left, right, left. It's so hard to perform.
So like Minecraft jumping.
Yeah, but it's so hard to perform. So not a lot of people do
is-
it.
it is-
It's extremely hard to perform. In Valorant, it's much easier. And basically, if you're good, you have to do it. At least in CS:GO, you don't have to do it if you're good. It's not even it's relevant, but you don't have to do it. In Valorant, because the movement system is so restrictive and encourages camping and doing just throwing abilities and entering the site, something like that. You have to use these unorthodox tactics, so to speak. I hate it. I hate it truly. Like the way that you enter sites in Valorant. This
Yeah.
point, this movement, and this head stun, it encourages camping so much.
Well,
I hate it. Yeah.
well, here's the thing. I wanna come to one of our guys, Aquatic132. He made this comment. What do you guys think? Rainbow is
Superior to what? To me, mean to Valorant?
I assume to Valorant and CS:GO. That's because that's what we've been covering this entire time.
So
I mean, I
do you
never
think?
played Rainbow, but
Yeah.
I did not play Rainbow, so I can't comment.
I
we-
did. I did.
we played
Well,
Rainbow.
I played a shitload of Rainbow. Well, if you like getting killed through the walls and random headshots,
We played 300 hours. It was fun at first, but then it started
it's
getting.
tedious.
It's not
tedious
just
and,
tedious. It got too extreme with like new operators every like 5 months. And then you try to like wait for this operator to get balanced, and then one operator gets nerfed to shit, and then you're
Yep.
trying to like figure out the fucking like the stats every 3 months and stuff. You suffer from updates, and you're basically trying to get used to every like trying to get used to the game every single month,
Update.
and
And
it's just it's bullshit sometimes.
yeah. Can I make a point?
Sure,
Go
go
for
ahead.
it.
Also, fuck that gun update that ruined everything. Basically, it's a tactical shooter, right? There's actually esports with Rainbow Six. I'm
Yeah.
right. Okay. And so when you make the gun mechanics so goddamn easy to use, what's the point? Just using the abilities? That's how you get good at the game? And
So wait, what do they
this is
do?
how they nerf. Huh?
What did they do?
They made the gun so fucking easy to use. You're
Like
just
recoil or
recoil
Aiming at
wise,
recoil, you mean?
accuracy wise.
Oh,
The
okay.
accuracy is so easy to like. You literally just you lower your mouse down like this. There's no recoil on the gun anymore. It's laser. It kills in 3 hits or 4 hits. What's
Yeah.
the point of armor?
and I assume personally, I was trying to get into Rainbow because it was like all of you guys were getting
Yeah.
into it. So I'm like, I want to play with my friends. So I bought Rainbow. But then after I saw the feminist, I'm like,
Yeah. I quit after that. Even I quit after that. Aquatic,
because
I know where you aim is where the bullet goes, but the recoil, it's non-existent. Like, seriously. And when they nerf a gun, they literally nerf it so you can't use it anymore, and they buff a gun to no recoil. Suddenly, that gun is viable again. Wow, balance.
I found this weird because to me, like, if you ask me what's the best shooter, I always go Splatoon. And the only weaknesses of Splatoon are not the actual gameplay; it's
But the party system and all that.
the party system. Nintendo connection, etc., etc. And the main thing that made me like a game like Splatoon is nothing was nerfed. If something happens, something gets buffed, right? And to me, like anytime like people release like something busted and they nerf it after a month, so you buy it in the beginning and then you balance it and then you keep doing that. It just reduces the fun 100%. So that's what I understand from what Babushka is saying. Yes.
Yeah, it happens. It happens a lot, and the abilities are all janky as shit. The newer abilities,
Yep.
weird, janky, doesn't make sense.
So it transitioned from a tactical shooter to an arcade shooter. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Got it. They lost their
That's-
primary audience. As we said once.
Yeah, we did say that. Yeah.
Yep. I remember now having like you talking to Fervid.
Fervid,
I remember
Fervid, yeah.
about this. Yeah.
The exact same point.
With that said, guys, we are nearing the 2-hour mark, so we have to wrap this up.
right.
Closing remarks, everybody.
Fuck Valorant, go CS:GO.
Fuck CS:GO now. Fuck The Last of Us hater. Best ending ever. Best ending ever.
It's like saying Pizza Hut is actual pizza.
Yeah, it's an actual pizza. I like that. What's the matter?
Yeah, of course, you'd like Pizza Hut. Waleed.
How much fun I felt that.
Let's end this already, okay?
Okay, we have to end this for our sanity, all self.
Okay, yeah. I thank you. I thank you, everybody, for showing up. Join the Discord. You can find it in the comments. Subscribe, share, all that nonsense, and we'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.
All right, see you guys.
Yeah. Peace.